Hey, good morning. I am on the ball today and I am recording more videos for the Affiliate Live members area. And one of the things that strikes me is that this affiliate marketing thing is pretty cool. And I put the training together because I want to share this, how did I do this? And clearly this is life-changing potential, especially if you'd never had any money. If you've been working all the hours that God sends for little money, and you want a third stream of income or a second stream of income or indeed a main stream of income from the internet, then the affiliate marketing stuff kind of does it for me. And in this course, we've been talking about positioning, and we've been talking about how, where to put yourself and how to get your message out there and how to build a funnel and all the rest of the stuff. This is an extra video. This is not really part of the course. But I've decided this morning when I've woke up, and there's been a few things that have prompted me to do this. I've decided this morning that I am going in with the affiliate marketing stuff now, especially around ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is the one thing I love to sell. It works. It manages my business. I'm using ClickFunnels to sell ClickFunnels, if that makes sense. And I've refreshed the affiliate dashboard this morning, and yesterday we were recording some of the videos, the first 3 or 4 videos in the members area, and I think I had like $70 in the account. I've refreshed it, and now we're up to 517 yesterday and 53 already, and it's only 9 a.m. Right? So by 9 a.m., notwithstanding that I woke up at like 7, so in the time it's took me to get up, chill out for a bit. Sunday morning, do you know what I mean? This is not like a normal work day. So a Sunday morning, I'm like hobbling around the house, scratching my ass kind of thing, and just waking up and like, what am I doing today? And you kind of look in this affiliate dashboard and you think, I've made $50, right? And that's, insignificant. Is it insignificant? What is the significance of $50? Well, yesterday I made 500 and the day before 157, and I've gone and looked in, my Facebook news feed is pretty much, the ClickFunnels group anyway, because everybody on my friends pretty much understands or uses ClickFunnels. But on my news feed, I find a little post in the ClickFunnels Avengers group, and there is an awesome post. I can't remember the chap's name. I'm going to find it now, but he's just done $1,000 day. Where has he gone? Oh, there's people making money all over. Look, this is not for the faint-hearted, and there's a link to the Avengers. But look, Greg Jeffries, he's had $1,000 day, and I had a couple of those last year around Christmas time because I really pushed it hard. And I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna make this thing pop off and sing, right? Because if you watch the webinar and you watch this training, I've not mentioned paid ads once. All of this money that I've made, I've not run any ads. So before you come and try and chalk me to death for that, that's why I'm sharing this stuff. I did not run any paid ads, right? Maybe a few little retargeting bits and pieces, shall we say? But I didn't spend like a ridiculous amount of money. I've probably spent a tiny bit, and it's not been consistent because, like I said, this has been my third stream of income, and I've got my own way of doing it, which I'm sharing with you in the course, don't worry. But $50 on a Sunday morning while you're walking around, kind of waking up, go to bathroom and make a cup of coffee and all of that stuff. And there's $53. It's come out of the internet, right? And I'm scrolling down and I'm looking at this monthly recurring revenue of like $2,600. That is a wage. I do not need to work. If Russell Brunson sends me that every month, technically my rent's paid, my bills are paid, I can put fuel in the car, I can look after my little girl, I can look after family, I can go out, I can have fun, I can do what I want, and this is my third stream of income. So I have a big bunch of client stuff as well, and I have my own funnels and things. So I'm at a bit of a crossroads now, like literally now, 12th of March 2017, in that I'm going to do more of this. So you're in this members area at the right time, because I'm going to kind of stop doing the client stuff, I think. And I'm also going to turn up my own funnels, like this webinar. If you think about it, that's one of my funnels. But I'm really going to push the affiliate marketing stuff. And that is good and bad. It's good for me because these 50s and 500s will turn into thousands. I want $1,000 a day every day or more. If you get $3,000 a day, you're a millionaire in a year. Yeah, if you get $6,000 a day, you're a millionaire in half a year. That is achievable with this. And if you think about it, I've not run any advertising at all, right? So what do you think is going to happen now that I start running ads with my knowledge and my skills and my ability to make money come from the internet, right? I'm going to, hopefully, everything willing, I'm going to clean up. And you're going to come with me on this journey, and you're going to clean up too. So what I'm thinking is, look, I know how to sell ClickFunnels, clearly. You've got to remember that a lot of this money is from the Funnel Hacks suite. So it's a $997 package, right? And when they sign up, they pay $997, and then they don't pay again for 6 months. At the end of the 6 months, it matures at $118 commission for me, and whatever it is for Russell Brunson, right? I get 40%, so do the maths, right? So it's $297, basically, they pay every month, and I get $118 of it, right? The majority of these, because I've done it so fast, are only just coming up to maturity. So the monthly recurring revenue of $2,600, if you add 40 times 118.80 to that, and clearly a couple of people are going to cancel, right? But 40 times 118.80 is like $5,000, yeah? So if I'm looking at a potential monthly recurring revenue of sort of 6 or 7 grand, that's insane, right? And I know I've put the work in with these guys to hopefully make sure they've got funnels, they've got projects in mind, they've got products out there, and they're not going to cancel. Right? Bear that in mind. It links into the other training, right? I'm sat here with a cup of coffee, having a epiphany moment, or whatever you want to call it, and I'm looking at this thinking, well, I didn't just come here to try and teach you guys some one-time trick, how I made 30 grand. Because I've made some money in other sites as well, as you know. I can't help coming back to the point that this is my third stream of income and I've not run any ads. Right? So what's going to happen now if I make this my first stream of income, fully focus on it and run ads and other cool stuff? It's going to go crazy, right? And I want to show you and work with you. I'm even thinking of closing the members area off. Because I've had a few people sign up on the early bird, a few more are interested. I know that I'll get some more members. But how many people do I really want to share this stuff with? It's like, this is a golden ticket. And I want to give this to every single person. This is like all these thoughts in my mind this morning. And I thought, well, look, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to share it with you. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be stingy. Right? I believe that between us, we can make a lot of money just selling the software we use to run our businesses. I believe it. It's clear as day. I've never had $27,416 from one promotion ever. Right? And I know some of you guys might say, oh my God, well, I made that in a day. Well, if you're doing e-commerce or you're doing something that you need to fulfill, how much of that 27,000 do you keep in a day? That's always a question. You know, if you've got to pay, staff and fulfillment costs and electricity and computers and all of this crap that you need to sell this stuff, that's your gross figure. What are you left when you get down to the net? There's no overheads for me. I'm not running ads. I'm having a few conversations, so there's a time commitment, but they're fun and they're pretty cool. And like the 517 there, 400 of that came from a 10-minute conversation yesterday with somebody on Skype. I don't mind talking for 10 minutes if it's going to make me $500. And I didn't swear then, even though it sounded like I did. But we can do. But 10-minute conversation, $500, not a bad deal, right? I'm going to do some really cool creative online stuff, ads, videos, live streams, all sorts of cool stuff. And I'm going to make these numbers sing. And like I'm thinking, I've seen this post in the Avengers group. People are making big money, right? They're all following the boot camp. They're all doing their own thing. Everybody's putting their own little edge on it. That's just ClickFunnels, right? I want to use ClickFunnels in conjunction with other softwares, like the stuff on JVZoo, like my own stuff, like your stuff. What funnels have you got? Let's all look at how we can build one big awesome email follow-up sequence and share it between us all and just have everybody's products in there. Obviously, you set up your affiliate links, but I don't mind mailing your stuff. And if you mail my stuff, and I give you commission, and you give me commission, and we've got this big thing going on here where it's more than just an affiliate marketing course. And look, there's so much potential in what we're doing here. I put this up. So look, it was at 478 when I put that up, and now it's at bloody. It went up again, didn't it? To 517 or whatever it went up to. Let's refresh it and bring in today's money. And you can see it live, because this was from yesterday. So let's refresh. Look. That's magic. It's like you press a button and there's money. And people think, oh, this is a scam. How can it be a scam? I've had $21,000 paid to me. And to be fair, a bulk of it's in my bank. And like I said, last week before my birthday, I went and bought that. And it was 10 grand and I paid for it on my card, cash. And look, Danny Walsh does not give £9,990 on one transaction on a debit card, because he doesn't. It's like, but I did. And you think, well, from where I was a year ago or 18 months ago to where I am now, this third stream of income, this affiliate commission, it's really helped, put it that way. And it's allowed me to do things that I wouldn't normally do, like impulsively go on holiday or, book a hotel room or do something cool that, you would imagine rich people to do. And it's not like that's a cliche, I don't know, but I've lived in some shit and I've had some money problems and I've had job problems and I've had different things, just like everybody else probably has. We've had, family to feed and all the rest of that stuff, and times have been hard in the past. I wasn't leveraging my online marketing skills at that point, and only when I did start to leverage these skills and did start to open up multiple streams of income, not just, one. And this is, I guess, the problem, right? Clearly, I'm having a bit of a ramble this morning, and I'm trying to skip around a few things. But if you're focused on one stream of income, right, your job, right? Let's do some maths. I hate maths, but let's try and do some, right, guys? So let's think about this. I've got the big old calculator that's lasted me for years, right? In the UK, right, we have a minimum wage, and you do in America as well, right? Minimum wage, right? So in the what's the minimum wage? Holy crap, right? So if you're 18 to 20, you're stuffed. It's like £5.55, and if you're over 25, it's £7.20, right? And then they tax you on that crap, right? So let's just be very crude. All right, so it's £7.20 times 40. Most folk work 40 hours. That's £288 a week, right? And we'll forget about tax and all that stuff for now, because I'm not going into the 20% that you have to pay here to the government and national insurance and all of that kind of stuff. If you work 40 hours a week on minimum wage, you're making 288 quid, right? You're probably going to take home, say, 210. Right, so you're getting 200 quid a week. The quid is a pound, right? It's like dollars and bucks, right? £200 a week after you've paid your tax, and then you have to buy food, right? So you go and buy your bag of shopping, and if you've got kids and you've got a family and whatnot, that's not going to be less than 80. You might want to buy a bottle of wine as well to say, oh, we've had a nice week at work. And you've got to pay the cell phone, you've got to pay the cable bill, and you've got to put bus fare for the kids to get to school, and that £200 goes nowhere, right? And then you want to save for your pension, right? And it's like, is it any wonder that people are trying to do things on the side, right? So this kills me dead, and my background's, working in deprived communities where people are not even on minimum wage, they're on benefits. Your life is over, and it's been unfortunate that in my life I've had to be on benefits. Not for long, but I had to enable me to access training and access something, basically, because when you've no job, you kind of on the edge of, like really fucking your life up. And you've got two choices at that point. You're either going to get a job or start a business, or, well, three choices, or do nothing and perish. Yeah, I'm not one for doing nothing and perishing, but sometimes it's difficult. And if you are on benefits, I think you get £70 a fortnight. That's every 2 weeks. Is it any wonder that people are selling drugs and doing crime and all kind of stupid shit? Because you need money to live, right? But the internet can pay you, right, considerably more than if you was selling drugs, doing crime, or working your ass off. Whatever it was, right? And I'm not condoning doing some crime and selling some drugs. I'm talking about real life, shitty situations where people are out there struggling to feed the children, struggling to eat, struggling to live. Can't just do a simple thing. If you listen to this and you sat in Starbucks with your headphones in, you're winning. Because I know people who are sitting on pieces of paper in the city centre begging for change. Right? And I talk to these people, and I've worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of families and disadvantaged people and kids, little kids who are on drugs, never mind the adults. Right? Things are kind of fucked. Right? In society, things are kind of fucked. And you have a very, very fortunate, position that you can be in right now, and that's the internet. Because as long as you've got a signal on that fancy mobile phone that you've got in your pocket, right, and you can wiggle your fingers on that screen, you can make money. So, if you are like grinding your ass off for 40 hours a week for minimum wage, making that 288, right? You're killing yourself. You're hurting yourself. You're damaging yourself. People get jealous in my town. And, I've had friends who have turned against me because I've done better than them in their mind. Fuck them guys. They're not friends. I've had family members who've told me to stop what I'm doing and go and get a proper job. What's a proper job? 40 hours a week, working for somebody you don't like for minimum wage, and he doesn't give a shit about you to the point that he's happy to pay you minimum wage. If it was any more or less, he would pay you the less. Minimum wage is an insult. It's like, what's the least we can pay you legally. It's like the government's like, yo, you can't pay him any less than this at all. And people will still try and pay you less. So they don't give a shit about you, right? And we talked about how I started in this internet marketing thing, and I spoke about Andy Medlam. And Andy, good friend, got me into this stuff. Right? He rang me up and tried to sell me Facebook ads, and he doesn't understand the downhill sort of roll I went on after that. But Andy has got a very cool quote, and that's, he won't invest in your dream unless you're going to invest in his. And that's very, very true. So when you're working your ass off for minimum wage, you're investing in the boss's dream. Right? But is he investing in yours? No, sir. He's not doing. Doesn't give a shit. You're expendable. If you died tomorrow, he would put another advert in the paper to look for another expendable person. Right? Your boss does not give a shit. And that's the cruel reality. No matter where you work, you go and work for the biggest, job. Even if you're the chief executive, you guarantee the chairman of the board won't give a shit. And if you're thinking, Danny, you're talking rubbish, I've worked with more chief executives than you, to be frank. And in doing so, I've picked up on trends, and I've picked up on behaviours, and I've seen people at all levels of society, from head teachers to executive directors to board members to bloody psychologists to doctors to every kind of person you can imagine. I used to survey these people for the council, right? There was 80,000 people in Lancashire alone working with children and young people, and I had data and survey results and conversations from the majority of these people. And I analysed this stuff. And clearly, to me, in my honest opinion, nobody was happy in their job. And it was very, very apparent. And that was quite a significant job, do you know what I mean? You're actually trying to change the lives of these little kids who were on drugs and stuff. You're trying to stop kids offending, right? But they were all working their asses off 40 hours a week and not one of them was happy. And people kept coming up to me saying, I wish I could quit. But I can't. I can't quit. My mortgage depends on this job. Well, fuck your mortgage. Yeah? You nothing... job? Honestly, you're crazy. And I see it so many times and I'm so glad... You know, I quit my job. If it was like I could have the best job in the world and if I thought, this ain't for me, I'll quit. That's a powerful, powerful statement to make because could you quit your job now if you had a job, right? And follow your dream, even if that meant having no money and living like shit, right? Just to get to where you need to be. And no, not many people will do that. So you're in a very fortunate position right now. If you're watching this and you know, if you've got a job and you're thinking about quitting, don't just go and quit and leave yourself with no money. Plan for it, right? But within the next 4 to 6 months, quit the damn job. Seriously. You'll make more money than you've ever made in your life. And I'm not just saying affiliate marketing or funnels or whatever. But if you quit your job, that kind of focuses you on you. Right? This is not a planned part of the training course. This is just me having a Sunday morning rant with a cup of coffee. But look, I don't want to work for minimum wage. I don't want you to work for minimum wage. If you're on a good salary, you're on 40 grand a year, right? Maybe you're on 40 grand a year, right? You've got potential to make more than 40 grand in a couple of months. So why spend 40 hours a week times, we'll say 50 because you'll have 2 weeks off. Why spend 2,000 hours, right? Sweating, worrying, anxious of, are you performing? You know, having to rush round, drop the kids off, pick the kids up, whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah, everything's on panic stations. When I see people running to the bus in the morning and they're flustered, I'm going to be late. You're going to be late to help somebody else achieve their dream. That guy can wait. I don't know. That's where I'm at in my mind. And look, I'm going to turn this affiliate marketing thing up. I'm going to reduce some of what I'm considering is kind of getting like a day job, mundane stuff. Some of the client stuff I do is like pulling teeth. And, you know, I've got some good clients, but I've also carried on some not so good clients from a long time ago. Not for me, some of this stuff anymore, you know. I like working with the ClickFunnels stuff. I like working with my awesome clients that I've picked up in the last sort of year or so. But there's some people that have dragged through from, you know, back in the day, shall we say, who really just need sacking. They can, you know, all they want to do is suck your energy. And now they're getting onto this funnel business and they're seeing me sharing things and they're like, Danny, but they still expect it for free. Fuck them guys too. So I'm of the mindset, and you've probably never heard me like this. This is like members area business. Do you know what I mean? But I'm of the mindset that, look, I want to help you. I'm sure you want to help me. If we can invest in each other's dreams, right, and we can use this affiliate stuff, we can sell ClickFunnels and stand behind ClickFunnels like it's your baby, like it's your child, right? Russell Brunson and these guys should feel like a family to you. That's where you're going to get the results from this thing. And we can layer on other affiliate products and we can share each other's funnels and we can do all of this cool stuff. I think, you know, there's massive potential, not just to quit your job, because hypothetically I've quit anyway. Quit long time. I've been working for myself for years, right? Whatever it is that you want to achieve, having extra money in your bank that's coming from very little effort. And remember, I've not run any paid ads. I've made some videos, I've shared some links, I've talked to some people, and I've made nearly 30 grand just on ClickFunnels, right? I'm going to turn up the pressure, turn up the heat, put the fire under this thing. We're going to do ads, we're going to do some crazy campaigns, we're going to really raise the profile of ClickFunnels. And in doing so, we're going to get paid. That is my thoughts at this point on the 12th of March. Right? I want you to come with me. Right? I want you to succeed. I want you to make more than me. Right? I want you to ask questions. I want you to make suggestions. I want you to, interact and get involved. Right? And if you think this is a lot of crap, tell me. But I know the potential, and I know where this is going to take us, and I know that this is better than this. Right? Because, look, this. Right? Let's have a look at this. Let's type this in. Let's type that. See if there's anything that comes up with this. Well, look, UK average salary is 26,500. So that's probably about right if you look at the exchange rate. So that's an average annual salary. And ClickFunnels have paid me an average annual UK salary in a very short period of time. Right? That's just ClickFunnels. Look, average UK salary. And you're working 40 hours a week? We're on to something that, really significant here. And you've just got to give thanks for the fact that the guys at ClickFunnels have facilitated this opportunity. Now, obviously, affiliate marketing has been around for a long time, and there's other products as well. So this is just ClickFunnels. Like I said, there's more money coming from other places, then the clients, then your own stuff. In Dallas, I had my sort of deep thinking moment, and Tony Robbins and, all these guys were on the stage, and everyone's motivating us, and we're doing all this stuff, and everyone's jumping up and down and screaming and letting out the energy and all of this stuff. And I'm sure there's some crazy videos that I'll never ever want to see. Never post them on my wall, otherwise I'll use the money to hire an assassin. This event left me with one thought, and I'm gonna put this somewhere. Let's put this somewhere. So this is the thought. So let me go to Google Docs. I'm just going to put this down somewhere because this is quite sort of stringent and it resonates. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It's early on a Sunday morning, right? So if we go to Google Docs, and I'm just going to open a new document, and I'm going to write this thing down, which is coined phrase, and it's a hashtag now. And I'm going to actually build a site on it. I've registered the domain and stuff, and I'm going to really share, my thinking and story and everything that goes along with it. But this is it. Let the bloody thing load. Come on, this is it. Let's put this in the center and make this pretty big here. Right. This is what came out of Funnel Hacking Live, right? Oh, it's not that. I can't spell. Don't go back. Right? What are you talking about, Danny? Right? Don't go back. Right? That was the biggest takeaway for me from going to Dallas. Right? And what it means is you've got a choice, and you can illustrate this quite easily. If I ask you to make a change and you make it for me, and then when I disappear later on in the day and I go back home, you put the change back. You went back, right? If your, learning or education or influencers tell you to do something and you do it and it's really, really good, and then you go back afterwards and carry on living your life, you went back. Right? So everything we do in our lives, we have a choice. You can go forward or back. And it's easy to go back because it's comfortable, perhaps. Or it's a place of safety. Yeah? So that's why you go back to work every single day. Does that make sense? It's like every day you go back to work. Or, every week you go and get the same food from the same restaurant. Or, every year you go on the same holiday to the same place. because it's familiar, right? I'm saying fuck that. I'm saying go forward and do something kind of like on the same lines, but continually evolving and continually moving forward. So it pains me and it really breaks my heart in a way that people will just naturally allow themselves to go back and say things like, I'm saving up for a rainy day. Right? Or, not at the moment, maybe. All of that shit makes you go back. Right? You're going back. Right? We need to go forward. And that's, you might not be fully getting it from me right now, but this is so powerful, and I'm really going to show I've registered a website. It's not live now, but it's .goback.live. And it's actually live, if you think about it. Not live, live, but it's just the way you say it. So .goback.live. So you're going to live. You're not going to go back. Because when you go back, you're not living. You're like living in the past, or you're living in a comfort zone, or you're living within your means. Fuck living in your means. Your means are like more than you even can touch on. You're like, your means? I'm living within my means. Fuck that. Because you're not. You're living within what you believe society allows you to live in. You're living within what you believe you have permission to live in. Do you think you're only worth £7.20 an hour? For minimum wage, and I know some of you are not on £7.20 an hour, but in your mind, what are you worth? Yeah? Do you love yourself? Do you think about yourself? And I know I'm not being facetious. It's like, I love myself. Let me, keep, doing pauses in front of the mirror. But there's an important point about like self-love and like respect for yourself. This is a alien concept when you're living in the shit and you've no ambition and you've no hope. And this is why I'm saying don't go back, because I've been there and I ain't going back. No, sir, not going back. Can't go back, won't go back, never go back, fuck going back. That's quite poignant, do you not think? But what are you moving forward away from? Yeah? Poverty, poor relationship, heartache, not living the life you want, not being fulfilled. Are you thriving? My good friend Tommy Rosen, he teaches people how to recover from all kinds of addictions and ailments, and he makes a important point that if you're in recovery from something, or you're escaping from something, or you're moving away from something, you have to be thriving, right? You have to thrive in your recovery, is his strapline. It's recovery2.0.net 2.0, right? But if you're going to thrive in your recovery, right, it's like that's what stops you from going back. Otherwise, what's the point? It's like, oh yeah, well I got off these drugs, or I stopped gambling, but now I'm just like, my life's shit. Well, you might as well stayed on the drugs and you might as well gambled, because it was better then. So if it's you've moved away from something that you considered was damaging or detrimental, you've got to thrive. Right? Money helps. Obviously money helps. You know what I mean? They say money can't buy happiness, but it can buy a jet ski. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. It's fun. You can see your daughter go to college or something. That's pretty kind of cool. Right? So money does help. So we do need to make some money. Unless there's this, strange land somewhere where they don't bother with money. But until we find that place, we need to make some money, right? Mentally, it's important to move. Financially, it's important to move. Physically, it's important to move. But whenever you're moving, which should be every single day, don't go back. Don't go back to the shit. Don't go back to living within your means. Don't go back to, saving for a rainy day. Because there's people who are, they're not the smartest people in the world. They've just refused to go back. And they're making everything they need to make to live the life they want. What life do you want? Do you want, council house, welfare, benefits, no job, third, generation of kids in the family who are, living the same life? Or do you want, the house in the Hamptons and live the dream life. This is your choice. But if you go back every time you have that, maybe you have a little bit of a daydream and then you go back to work. Yeah, or you take your break and then you go back to work and, you go back to your desk. Right? There's only so long you can do that before it drives you crazy. Right? And if you're feeling bad about your current situation, your life, your job, your family, your relationship, things are shit sometimes. But really, there's only one person in charge of that feeling of shitness, and that's you. Because nobody else gives a damn. And I'll tell you that now for a fact. Yeah, you've got friends and you've got family and whatnot, but when the darkness comes at night and you're led there, nobody gives a shit. Right? And you're in charge of your destiny, right? So where do you want to be? How far away from that point are you? And which direction are you moving in? Because if you want to be right over there, and it's a long, long way, you need to be moving forward. Otherwise, you're never going to get there. The gap's going to get wider and wider and wider. Forget affiliate marketing and internets and ClickFunnels and all of this crap. This is about you. Because your mindset will bring an abundance of goodness into your life. All of that stuff you wanted, it's there. You've got permission from me, and people laugh at me now. Who are you to give me permission? Well, you've not given it to yourself, have you? Because you keep going back. Do you see what I mean? So give yourself permission. Say, I'm allowed to do that. But giving yourself permission means that you can't then put yourself, it's like, I've got permission to do whatever I want all week. Now I've got to go to work. Kind of doesn't make sense, does it? Because you give yourself permission to be free and then locked yourself in a cage. Does that make sense? It's like, getting a car for work and then not getting business insurance. So when you crash your car and they say, well, were you on work time? And you say, yeah. And they say, well, you've not got business insurance. Why didn't you get it? It's obvious. So if you want to give yourself a freedom and permission to be free, you can't then go and lock yourself in a cage by tying yourself down to somebody else's dream. Yeah? You've got to fly. You've got to move forward. You can't go back. Don't go back. And that was, in summary, the biggest takeaway I took from that event. And that wasn't because one particular person said it. That was a theme that came out of everybody on that stage that I listened to. 12, 15 different speakers, even little kids. Everybody starts with a powerful backstory. And pretty much that story's the same. They were in the shit, they had no money, things were falling apart, relationships were knackered, they didn't know what to do, they were sat on the floor crying, they opened the laptop. And whether it's Russell Brunson or Tony Robbins, everybody had a backstory, right? Even little Emily Shea, she stood up, she's 12 years old and she's made all of this money. All heap of money. Right? Not one of those people went back to the shit. Not one of those people went back to the life that they hated and they couldn't stand. Right? Everybody went forward. And when just thinking of the 3 little words, don't go back, right? Whenever I look at that, I think of that, I just visualise that concept, I realised, well, where was I? Yeah? What was I doing? Right? You've got to move forward, and whether that's buying your car, I didn't need to apply for finance, I just bought it. Whether that's moving into the place of your dreams or getting the education for the kids that they deserve, albeit I wouldn't bother, I'd just give them a copy of .com Secrets, lock them in a room for a week, and then buy them a ClickFunnels account. That will probably be the cheapest and most effective way of, your kids making a big bag of money. My little girl's on with that stuff, and, I posted a picture of her up on my Facebook the other day. Nobody's really seen her before, but she has more followers than me on social media. Hey, there she is. The kids are the future at the end of the day, but I want my little girl to leave school with, the ability to make money, not the ability to go and work for some person who doesn't care about her and make her work every hour that God sends until she's worn out, and then they can get somebody else. That's crazy, right? I'm instilling these thoughts and these values in my child, because at the end of the day, I look at the mush behind, who was sat there stressing over work stuff on a Sunday afternoon, and he's like, you know, getting irritated and agitated, and he's on the Apple Mac, and he's, you know, banging the keys and getting pissed off, and he's on the phone with somebody, and he's arguing, and he just looks like he's a miserable guy. Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm making an assumption. But his behaviours indicated to me he was a bit miserable. And it also indicated to me that miserableness was being caused by work. Yeah? He was stuck in a position he didn't want to be in. Are you? Because I'm not. But to free myself from that position took courage and took pain and took sacrifice, but it also took a kick up my own ass from myself, and I had to, you know, and I know what back looks like. I know what it looks like to go back, and I can't. I cannot go back. I refuse. There's no such direction. Always forward, right? And the affiliate marketing stuff obviously helps to pay the bills, but I would still be sat there with, you know, one member in my ClickFunnels account if I'd stayed where I was. And, you know, where am I now? I'm approaching 66 members towards the car. Come on. So what we're going to do, like I said, is I'm going to turn the heat up. I'm going to start running a lot more promotions. You're going to see a lot more of me. There's going to be live streams. There's going to be videos. There's going to be all sorts of cool stuff. And I'm going to show you and the members of this site exactly what I do, how I do it, and the results as we move forward together. You've got to make me a promise, guys. And, you know I've sort of gone on a little bit, but I think this video is really important, and I wanted to make it for a while. I've just not been ready to just come and articulate it in this way. But you've got to do me a favour. You can't go back. You've got to visualise where you want to be, right? And when we started this year, I did a Kickstart call, and I tried to energise people, and a lot of those people are still working with me now. A lot of those people have taken the plunge, and they've signed up for ClickFunnels, and they've started this online journey, even though they don't have all of the pieces. They don't see what I see. They don't see the entire vision. I'll tell you, you're brilliant because you are. Yeah, if you've got a shit idea, and he's like, oh my God, I'll tell you that as well. But the majority of people come to me and they're like, Danny, what do you think of this? It's fucking amazing. You're amazing. What you've done here is more amazing than anything. Why don't you believe that shit? Why did you have to ask me? Do you know what I mean? You're not asking me, you're asking yourself. You don't need to ask me. You're oh, Danny, what is this right? Will it convert? What do you think of my idea? Fucking amazing. Right? This idea that you've got is amazing. You are amazing. That is what you're meant to do. That's why you're here. You're supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do this. Because you're doing that for somebody who has got an amazing idea. Yeah? When you do this, you're not amazing. You're just existing. Right? Be amazing. Oh, we can have a new one, can't we? Hey, look. Be amazing. That's powerful shit for a Sunday morning. And I want you just to think, well, either, fuck off, Danny, I don't want to hear from you again. That's perfectly fine. I'm not in the business of kissing ass, to be honest. I've sworn a lot in this video, haven't I, which is really unprofessional. If you think I'm unprofessional, you can disappear. That's fine. I'm hoping that you've seen a little bit of insight into really the guy behind the screen share. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot more to come. Do you know what I mean? I understand. I get it. I feel it. I feel the frustration, and I feel the pain. And look, I'm frustrated because I know there's people making $1,000 a day in ClickFunnels and I'm not. I know there's people making more than me with the funnels who've made 2 million, 3 million, 5, 10 million. I know clients who've made bags of money, more than I have, and I didn't even ask them for any of it. Right? There's people who I've helped who've gone on to make thousands, and they've not come back and said, oh, there you go, there's a bonus for you. Thanks for all that help you did. Alright? I don't care about any of that shit, right? I'm grateful. Right? But I'm a bit frustrated, and I know that I'm still not realising my full potential. There's a few things that I need in my life to enable me to realise my full potential, and I will get them, and I'm moving towards them, and I'm moving closer and closer to these objectives, these goals, these ambitions, whatever you want to call them, right? I've kind of got the vision, right? I need you to have that same thing. So, do me the favour of not going back. Give yourself permission, and try and just shift your perspective a little bit. And look, if you're struggling and you're mad about something, my mum says this. Bless me mum. I love me mum. And we've had our ups and downs as mums and sons do over the years. But, me and my mum have got a fantastic relationship. If you don't like something, change it. Or my mum would tell you to fucking change it. It's clear as that. She swear more than me. My mum will tell you, fucking change it. If you don't like it, fucking change it. And she said that shit for years. And I've been in situations that I've not liked, and I've not changed it, and I've still been in the same situation. That day, and I'll tell you more about this on the, .goback.live site when I do the big emotional webinar that's really gonna make you cry, because the backstory is very, very powerful. I've not even talked about it yet, but on that day that I had to make that decision to go forward and not back, it was a big decision, big day. When I made that decision, everything pushed me forward. I didn't need to worry about going back because I couldn't. It's impossible. It's like the only direction I'm going in is forward, and if anything tries to stop me, it's just going to get moved out of the way. There's nothing that can ever put me back to where I was and what I had to leave in order to get to where I am now. And is that selfish? I don't know. But if you're living in a situation, whether it's an employment relationship, personal, financial, whatever the hell it is, some circumstance that you don't feel is right, and you need to break away from it, like my mum says, you need to fucking change it. And you need to make a conscious decision and give yourself permission and believe and trust in yourself that things will come right, because I promise you they will. Now, there are different degrees of personal circumstances, obviously, folk going out putting themselves in danger or whatever it is. You're going to have to take a risk in order to get to where you need to be, or you want to be, or you have the ambition to get to. But just don't go back. One step forward is better than one step back, I'll tell you that. If affiliate marketing and the internet can help us fund our lifestyles, we don't want a glamorous lifestyle. We don't need to be pulling up in a phantom Rolls Royce to every venue. Maybe we will when we go to Miami, but that's kind of cool. If you want to go and rent out something nice, or you want to take the kids somewhere awesome, you want to spend a bag of money, you've entitled to it, you've earned it, go do it, right? But you don't have to live like you flash. You don't have to go around and have to look down on people. That's the difference, isn't it? It's like your attitude to other people. I love you guys. I want to help you. Do you know what I mean? I want you to succeed. I want you to make more than me, do more than me. Live your dream. Live the life you deserve, right? Everyone's got their imperfections. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them. I'll list them for you at some point. You have as well. You're not perfect. If you thought you was, then sorry about that. But you're not. We're all in this shit together. Yeah? We're all striving for a life where we are cool and calm and stress-free and not feeling anxiety and not feeling stressed and not struggling for money and struggling for, people. I know people who struggle for food. But what I'm saying is, in 2017, and with this magical internet thing, you shouldn't be struggling for anything, because your idea, your dream, your vision, that thing that you love, your passion, your determination can provide everything that you've ever wanted. And I'm just saying that from experience, you know. I've been rambling on for 50 minutes now. I'm going to stop this video. I hope that you've enjoyed this. And please, look, send me an email. It's danny@walshmarketing.uk. Send me an email and say, Danny, I've watched your video. This is what I think. Yeah? Tell me, where are you in your life right now? If you need to move forward, what's behind you? What's the shit you need to break away from? Because you might say, well, I'm happy standing still. Well, that's no good. You need to keep moving. Yeah? Just don't go back. You can deviate. You can go around. You can do a loop-the-loop for me. But don't go back. Very, very important. Because if you go back, you'll never move forward. And that is the thing that gets me the most. And there's people out there that I love and I've got maximum respect for. And, you know, friends and family and associates and colleagues and people who I've got time for. Do you know what I mean? If something happened to them, it would kill me, right? People who I love with my heart, and I see them go back on a daily basis, and that cuts me sometimes. That's like, you know, I know what they can achieve, and I know their potential, and I know their abilities and their skills and their mindset, and every single thing's in place. Except one little thing. They won't make that conscious decision to move forward. And it's usually based on something material. Like, if I quit my job, I won't be able to pay my mortgage. No, if you quit your job, you'll make more money than you've ever done. You'll pay off your mortgage. You can have 3 new properties, a new car, and do what the fuck you like. But the fear will stop them. That is in your head. It's your thing, that. And if you realise that it's not just your thing, it's like everybody's thing who's in that position. Everybody kind of follows the route, don't they? Get a job. Go to school, go to college, go to university, get a job. Yeah, and stay at that job and then get your pension. Right? Give yourself that conscious permission to let go of that shit. Move forward and follow your dream. If this affiliate marketing stuff puts some money in your pocket to allow you to do that, then that's awesome. If not, you can make your own products and services and ideas, or you can share your wonderful gifts with clients. You know, Facebook, ClickFunnels, a little bit of imagination, and there's nothing really, you know, stopping you from doing everything that you've ever wanted, everything that you've ever dreamed of. And not just for you, for your kids, for your friends, for your family, for your relatives. You know, I took my sister shopping, my older sister, and I'm not going to embarrass her or, you know, go into this in too much detail. But at one point in my life, I couldn't take myself shopping. I was like, come on, let's just get... And she's like, oh, I've got food and stuff in. We don't need to go shopping. I said, look, it's not about food. So this is about you pick something for yourself. Do you know what I mean? You spend a lot of time focusing on helping other people. You know, obviously the people you love, you want them to have the things, but you neglect yourself. And sometimes it's nice just for somebody to give you something, or for you to give you something. Yeah? Don't skimp out on you. Right? Don't let yourself be shortchanged by society. And don't go back. I'm going to go because I need to actually record some of the training I intend to put in the members area. Right? It's affiliate.live. The don't go back.live or .live will be up and running soon. And that's the one where it's going to be a tearjerker. And I'm going to really go into depth of like the depth of shit I've actually been through to get to this point. And share that with you as well on that other side. But look, talking about affiliate marketing, and I open this video talking about affiliate marketing, and I'm going to close this video talking about affiliate marketing. These are real-time live results from ClickFunnels earnings, and there's a bunch of other stuff you've seen in the course, etc., etc. I'm approaching $30,000 in commissions, and if you're in the UK and you're thinking, well, dollars are not important, a dollar's pretty much a pound, so it is important. It's very significant. Even the 50 that I've made today, or the 4 I made on my birthday. Look, I made $4 on my birthday. Some people can't afford to spend, lose, or waste $4. There's a statistic that says, you know, there's a large proportion of Americans, if they get a $400 bill for a car repair or something fucks up in the house, they can't afford to pay it. So let's look at things objectively, realistically, with a, you know, open mind. This stuff works. I'm going to teach you as much of this stuff as I can. You cannot go back in your mind, in your sort of attitude towards this, right? You've got to be all in. And you've got to really, really tell yourself that this is where you're going. And once you make that conscious decision, and you can go in that direction, I promise you, all of that stress and anxiety and shit that you've had in the past will be gone. And you'll never go back to it. I'll tell you that now. I'll see you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget, send me an email, danny@walshmarketing.uk, or shout me on Facebook or Skype or wherever you can contact me. And just tell me what you thought of all that. Because it's been a long time coming, and I've got so much more to give to you and so much more to bring to you. But I need to kind of know, you know, I trust you guys. And at the end of the day, I've been on the internet for a long enough time to, you know, take the criticism, take the feedback. I kind of know what you're going to tell me, and I hope you do. But I'm going to end this on these 2 words. Don't go back. Be amazing. And let's get out there and make some money and live the life that we want, yeah? This is it's the Sunday morning session. And I should have done it live. I've recorded it. I'll put it up on YouTube in a minute, and we'll see what people think. But yeah, don't go back, guys. Be amazing, and I'll see you very soon.